Podcast of the El Paso County Commissioners Court meetings. Commissioners Court meetings are held every Monday at 9:30 a.m. on the third floor of the El Paso County Courthouse, located at 500 East San Antonio in downtown El Paso. These meetings are open to the public. The meeting will start momentarily.
All county offices will be closed Friday, March the 30th through Monday, April the 2nd in observance of Good Friday and Cesar Chavez holiday. All county offices will reopen on Tuesday, April the 3rd.
Commissioner Andrew Haggerty would like to invite you to his weekly breakfast meeting that takes place every Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. at Danny's Diner, located at 4690 Trans Mountain Road. Every week he has a different speaker who will be discussing topics of interest for the community. So if you live in the Northeast, West Side, or anywhere else in the county, come and join us for the breakfast meeting.
Don't wait in line, pay online. Visit the Financial Recovery Division website at http://www.epcounty.com/budget/financialrecovery.htm to make your payments online or find out more about our kiosk locations. We now accept payments on misdemeanor, felony, and justice of the peace cases.
You can now watch Commissioners Court meetings on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search for El Paso County Commissioners or El Paso County, Texas. Subscribe to our channels to see our latest videos.
Did you know that you can save money on the cost of your medications? And doing so is easy. In 2015, the County of El Paso launched a prescription discount card program from coast to coast. The cards are available to all El Paso County residents free of charge and everyone qualifies. You can pick up a card at any county office location, Walgreens, Walmart, CVS, or Target pharmacies, or simply print the card at www.coastrx.com. Happy savings!
Did you know the County of El Paso's Purchasing Department is responsible for ensuring that all items and services needed by various county departments are purchased in the manner required by the state of Texas? Whether through formal sealed bids or smaller dollar quotations, the county purchasing team is dedicated to finding the best contracting return on your taxpayer dollars. Additionally, the Purchasing Department is responsible for the tracking of inventory within the county and properly disposing surplus through public auctions. For questions about how to become a vendor and compete for county contracts, or to learn more about public auctions, please contact us at telephone number 915-546-2048.
The The 346 District Court Judge Angie Juarez Barril started the El Paso Veterans Treatment Court program in 2012 for veterans and active service members that have been arrested and charged with a felony or misdemeanor criminal offense. To be considered for the specialty court, the statutory criteria includes be a veteran or current member of the United States Armed Forces, including a member of the Reserves, National Guard, or State Guard, and suffer from a brain injury, mental illness, or mental disorder, including PTSD, or be a victim of military sexual trauma, all occurring or resulting from military service. Call Sylvia Serna, Veterans Program Director, at 915-546-2119, or email her at sserna@epcounty.com for any information.
Did you know that the County of El Paso's fixed asset control and inventory disposal is handled through the purchasing department? Throughout the course of each business year, the county holds live public auctions to dispose of aged equipment, vehicles, furniture, and other items that are no longer needed. To find out about upcoming auctions or to learn more about the county's inventory disposal process, contact the purchasing department at telephone number 915-546-2048.
You are watching the broadcast of the El Paso County Commissioners Court meetings. Commissioners Court meetings are held every Monday at 9:30 a.m. on the third floor of the El Paso County Courthouse, located at 500 East San Antonio in downtown El Paso. These meetings are open to the public. The meeting will start momentarily.
Good morning. Today is Monday, March 5th, 2018. Commissioners Court is meeting in regular open session. Would you please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance?
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God.
Item number 3 is the consent agenda. The consent agenda is composed of items 3A through 3P. Are there any items that members of the court or the public would like to pull for individual discussion?
So, Caesar, I'd like 3F, F as in Frank.
F as in Frank for Commissioner Leon.
Commissioners, any other items you'd like pulled? I'd make a motion to approve the consent agenda, please.
Second.
Commissioner Perez is absent. Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 4A, resolutions. Approve and adopt a resolution designating March 2018 as El Paso Children's Hospital Nutrition Awareness Month in El Paso County, Texas.
Children's Hospital Nutrition Awareness. Is that okay? So I have 3 resolutions. I just want to make sure I'm doing the right one at the right time. Okay. Thank you all very much. I have the honor of reading this resolution for the Children's Hospital, and we have Amanda Timmerman, who's the Director of Nutrition Services at EPCH, and also Ms. Audrey Garcia joining us today. So I'll read the resolution, and we'll have you all come up to the podium, and I think we also have a family who's being served at the Children's Hospital as well. So, whereas El Paso Children's Hospital works every day to provide family-centered care, and whereas El Paso Children's Hospital is the only hospital in El Paso that has registered dietitians that are board-certified specialists in pediatric nutrition, and the registered dietitians at EPCH see more than 2,000 inpatients per year. And whereas the formula technicians at EPCH prepare human milk feeds and formula feeds for patients in the neonatal intensive care unit at EPCH in the only dedicated infant feeding preparation room at an El Paso hospital. And whereas EPCH also has the only diabetes education service dedicated exclusively to the pediatric population. The diabetes educators at EPCH see over 50 newly diagnosed children with type 1 diabetes each year who require intensive diabetes self-management education, which includes carbohydrate counting and how to calculate units of insulin needed based on the amount of carbohydrates the child will eat. And whereas organizations such as El Paso Children's Hospital work closely with its partners at University Medical Center of El Paso, as well as local charitable organizations such as El Paso Diabetes Association, and whereas that means that children right here at home are receiving the best care, the latest research and protocols, in a multi-specialty medical environment designed just for kids. And now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the El Paso County Judge and Commissioners Court that March 2018 shall be known as El Paso Children's Hospital Nutrition Awareness Month. Signed this 5th day of March 2018, the Honorable Commissioners Court.
Second.
Commissioner Perez.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you to Commissioners Court for sponsoring this resolution today. National Nutrition Month is a nutrition education and information campaign held annually in March by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. The campaign focuses attention on the making informed food choices and develop sound eating and physical activity habits. Registered Dietitian Day is also celebrated in March to increase awareness of registered dietitians as indispensable providers of food and nutrition services, and recognizes dietitians for their commitment to helping people enjoy healthy lives. As a dedicated children's hospital, our dietitians play a huge role in every part of our service line, everything from diabetes education to newly diagnosed cancer patients to patients in the neonatal intensive care unit.
But there's nothing like being able to share stories of our patients to really show the impact of our services have on the community and show what it means to have a dedicated children's hospital. I'd like to introduce everyone to Emery. Emery was born premature at 35 weeks gestation. She was diagnosed with a congenital abdominal wall defect, gastroschisis, at birth. Gastroschisis occurs when the abdominal wall does not close fully in utero and the infant's bowel protrudes through the opening and is exposed. On day 3 of life, Emery went to surgery for closure of her gastroschisis. Emery required parenteral nutrition for 1 month to allow her bowel to rest after surgery. Once enteral nutrition feeds of her mother's milk were started, Emery was found to have a duodenal atresia and required a surgery for a small bowel resection, and a gastric feeding tube was placed. Emery required parenteral nutrition and enteral nutrition of expressed breast milk via her G-tube during her stay at El Paso Children's Hospital Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. The team of neonatologists, pediatric gastroenterologists, and nutrition services, along with Emery's mom, who is a champion breastfeeder, worked tirelessly to help Emery achieve adequate growth during her first year of life. Emery is no longer dependent on IVs or feeding tubes to meet her nutritional needs. She is able to eat and drink by mouth and is thriving. Emery celebrated her 2nd birthday on February 13th. Thank you for the commissioners for allowing us to share so many of our amazing services with the community and sharing the stories of our smallest patients. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you get a round of applause, please?
And I heard your name, okay. And I'm like, I think we went to high school together. Yeah. Very cool. Thank you.
And I think, Judge, the young lady would like to say a few words.
Last minute. No, just wanted to thank everybody here, and especially those who work tirelessly at the hospital, those kind, intelligent care providers. And although my daughter had to eat 3 different kind of non-traditional ways, we made it work, and nutrition, like I said, and everybody there played a huge part. So again, just thank you for everything.
And thank you. I've got to say that as of late, for the last several months, it seems like the hospital's been like a political football, and it's not about the Democrats, it's not about the Republicans, it's about saving our children's lives, and they do it week in and week out. So congratulations.
Thank you. They're our second family.
Have a good afternoon.
High school.
That girl's adorable.
Item number 4B, approve and adopt a resolution designating March 8, 2018 as Dancing Backwards in High Heels Day, a celebration of women entrepreneurship.
Right. Make sure I got this in order. This is the David Stout resolution show today, I guess. Sorry. Okay, we have some folks from the El Paso Hispanic Chamber that are here today to receive this resolution, so I'll go ahead and read it, and y'all can come up to the podium as I do so. We have Michelle Luevano and Mary Helen Aldez, and some other folks as well. Whereas the El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the Women's Business Border Center, and the County of El Paso recognize the immense contributions made every day by the women-owned businesses of the region, the dedication and sweat equity they provide every day to ensure that El Paso is a thriving metroplex. And whereas the Women's Business Border Center, operated by the El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, has been dedicated to assisting and promoting women entrepreneurs since 2001, and whereas the Women's Business Border Center, over the past 17 years, has assisted more than 500 individuals in successfully starting their business, provided business counseling and training to more than 12,000 individuals, aided the creation and retention of almost 2,000 jobs, and successfully packaged over $8.8 million in capital for El Paso's new and expanding businesses. And whereas the Women's Business Border Center will be celebrating its 14th annual Women's Business Symposium, bringing speakers from all over the region and the country, including Mary Kipp, CEO of El Paso Electric, our own Betsy Keller from the County of El Paso, our County Administrator. Seve Delgado, National Director of Culinary Operations for Topgolf. Heather Neary, President of Auntie Anne's. Patty Arvielo, President of New American Funding. Elizabeth Gallagher, Chief Executive Officer for the Gallagher Group. And Nina Tassler, Senior Advisor and former Chairwoman of CBS Entertainment. And whereas these speakers are among the most distinguished, remarkable women in business, collectively representing over 150 years of experience, managing over 1,000 employees, and generating over $10 billion in revenue. And whereas the Women's Business Symposium is a celebration of strength, courage, passion, and determination of women entrepreneurs from our region and beyond. And now, therefore, be it resolved by El Paso County Judge and Commissioners Court that March 8, 2018 will be known as Dancing Backward in High Heels Day, a celebration of women entrepreneurship. A day to celebrate and recognize the enormous contributions and incredible accomplishments of women and women entrepreneurs from across the globe. Signed this 5th day of March 2018, the Honorable County Commissioners Court.
Second.
Commissioner Perez.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Judge Voigt and honorable commissioners. On the behalf of the El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and the Women's Business Borders Center, we would like to thank you for allowing us the opportunity to be with you this great morning and to have this resolution, a county-wide celebration of women's entrepreneurship. Cindy Ramos Davidson, our CEO, sends her regards, but she is out of town with her daughter, but she wanted me to share and thank you as well on the behalf of the Hispanic Chamber. But we also have our team members here from the Women's Center and the Hispanic Chamber. It was her very vision and dedication to empowering women to build their dreams was the first step, and it is what it is now. 17 years old ago, our Women's Center. I'm Mary Helen. I'm the program director for the Women's Business Borders Center. It's been a proud partnership that we've had with the Small Business Administration for 17 years, serving our small business community. Judge Voigt and commissioners, women entrepreneurship in El Paso is at an all-time high, growing at twice the national average. The Women's Business Borders Center takes pride in being part of that equation, providing essential business resources to anyone interested in starting and growing their business. With that said, we would like to take this opportunity to invite the entire El Paso community to join us at our 14th annual Women's Business Conference, Dancing Backwards in High Heels, scheduled for March 8th at the Wyndham Hotel. With over 500 attendees expected to attend, the Women's Conference is the largest forum of its kind in the Southwest. We will be hosting nationally renowned and successful women executives from all over El Paso, our surrounding region, and from all over our country. These phenomenal women will share their personal stories on how they have climbed the corporate ladder or reached astounding heights in their businesses, and they will share their recipes of success with everyone present. Our conference will host outstanding women like Patty Arvielo, President of New American Funding, who has created a mortgage lending empire. Heather Neary, President of Auntie Anne Pretzels, who manages a $547 million franchise with more than 1,300 national locations, including 2 in El Paso and 1 on Fort Bliss, Texas. And Nina Tassler, the former president of CBS Entertainment, at the height of her career, was the highest paid Latina in the entertainment industry. Again, we invite everyone to attend, and we thank you for recognizing today as Women's Entrepreneurship with this resolution. We appreciate your continued support, and thank you again, and have a wonderful work week. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know if every member of the team would like to introduce themselves, but I also know that Thursday, I believe, is International Women's Day.
Yes,
and so this falls right in line with celebrating the fantastic women in all sectors of our community for all that they're doing and contributing. So thank you.
Judge, let me, I'll second it.
No.
We already voted it. I think so.
That's already voted? Okay, I'm sorry.
Let's do it again. Let's vote again.
If everyone would like to introduce themselves, we'd love to.
Good morning. I'm Jenna Aguilar. I'm the Member Services Coordinator.
Adriana Trillo, Business Development Specialist for the Women's Business Borders Center.
Jessica Orozco, Executive Assistant to the CEO and the Jóvenes Empresarios Coordinator.
Hello,
Hello, good morning. My name is Daniela Cervantes. I'm the marketing specialist for the Women's Business Border Center.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Michelle Luevano. I'm the advocacy director for the El Paso Hispanic Chamber.
And good morning. I'm Paulo Aguirre, communications coordinator for the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you all again for being here this morning. Thank you.
Item number 4C, approve and adopt a resolution supporting the freedom of all employees to exercise their rights to a voice and dignity on the job through joining together in strong unions.
Thank you very much. Here's number 3 of 3. I wanted to bring this resolution because at the Supreme Court level, there's an important case that's being heard that really would affect our government employees and those that are members of labor unions, and so working together with an organization that I'm a member of called Local Progress, we put this resolution together in support of our friends that are in labor unions. And so we have some folks from SEIU here. I don't know if there was somebody from AFSCME, but oh, there we are. I saw him. There he is right there. Okay, great. So if y'all want to come up and as I read the resolution, and then if y'all have any comments you'd like to make, please, we'll allow you to do so. Okay, whereas it is our belief that all families should have the means to thrive in safe and healthy communities, and the working people who make our community run ought to have good jobs that can support families. And whereas over the last 40 years, working people have become more productive than ever, yet real wages are declining and CEOs make more than ever before, 347 times more than the average person. And whereas 50 years ago, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee, where he marched and rallied in support of city sanitation workers on strike to demand their dignity, their humanity, and their union be recognized. And whereas those Memphis sanitation workers and Dr. King carried signs proclaiming, "I am a man," and struggled for basic freedoms, the freedom from discrimination, the freedom from degrading work conditions, the freedom to come together in strong unions to improve their place of work. And whereas still today, people across the country and in our community struggle for those same basic freedoms and a high quality of life for their families. And whereas being able to come together in unions gives people, particularly women and people of color, a powerful voice in speaking up for themselves, their families, and their communities, and ensures they are treated with dignity and respect at work. And whereas when people stick together in unions, they gain the power in numbers to raise wages and improve benefits like health care for themselves, their families, and all of our communities. And whereas people working collectively together in unions have won victories like a 40-hour work week, overtime pay, and health and safety standards, as well as advanced policies especially important to women like paid leave, earned sick time, and reducing the gender pay gap. And whereas when people can negotiate together for strong contracts, higher wages, and safer, dignified working conditions, all of us benefit. Our communities are stronger, and our entire economy is made more fair. And whereas the Supreme Court is considering the case Janus versus AFSCME, Council 31, which may decide whether those who work in the public service, such as nurses, teachers, and firefighters, would be denied the freedom to come together in strong unions that make our communities safe, more equitable, and strong. And whereas unfavorable decision in this case would undermine the freedom for millions of working people, especially women and communities of color, to join together in strong unions. And whereas El Paso County provides services to all of its residents because of the hard work of our neighbors who work in public service, providing health care, educating our children, putting out fires, fixing our potholes, picking up our trash, and more. And now, therefore, be it resolved by El Paso County Judge and Commissioners Court supports the freedom of all employees to exercise their rights to a voice and dignity on the job through joining together in strong unions, and that the upcoming Janus versus AFSCME Supreme Court case will have a monumental impact on our community's residents. And this Commissioners Court urges the Supreme Court to consider the legacy of Dr. King, the Memphis sanitation workers, and the public benefit created by workers organizing in rendering its decision.
Second.
Commissioner Perez.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge vote.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you all. And I'm not sure if somebody from the Sheriff's Association came as well, but if I'd like to recognize them as well if there's somebody here. But please go ahead and introduce yourself, and we'd like to hear from you. Thank you.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. My name is Ray Valdez. I'm the president of the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Local 59. We certainly want to thank Commissioners Court this morning, especially Commissioner Stout, for reading the resolution. I just want to mention real briefly that our union has been in existence for 70 years. It's here for employees, for support. I know that Commissioner Perez was at a Lower Valley Water District meeting a couple of years back, and he saw the support we provided for the employees over there. And that's the same support that we have to offer for our employees here within county government. I myself am a 25-year employee, and I'm very proud of the work that we do. So certainly, we can't forget that when we come to work, we are a family. A lot of us spend more time here at work than we do. So we need to work together. We need to have this voice, and this is what our union does. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners and Judge Voigt. My name is Louis Munoz. I am the Political Director for the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Local 59, AFL-CIO. And I would like to thank you for sponsoring the resolution. And again, getting back to the Janice v. ASME case that was heard February 26th, we hope for the best because the welfare and of the working persons, particularly the ones of people of color, women, it all hangs on this decision that was heard by the U.S. Supreme Court February 26. Again, this resolution adds impetus to our fight for the cause for the working people. Thank you.
Good morning, Judge, Commission. My name is Peter Diegues. I'm a healthcare worker here in El Paso for the past 20 plus years. I'm here with Diane. She's also an employee, healthcare worker for over 30 years. On behalf of the members of SEIU Texas, which include a tremendous amount of the healthcare workers here in El Paso, we want to thank the Commission for its sponsorship of this resolution. Union jobs are good jobs. We all know that. Power of unions help promote good wages, good benefits for people here locally, state, and nationally. We all know that these unions are under attack right now, and we truly believe that the Americans are going to suffer. Our union is committed to working with our elected officials on helping raise wages and benefits for people of color, women, all around the board. Here locally in El Paso, our union represents a tremendous amount of the employees that work in healthcare, to include those fine people that help take care of that beautiful young child that was here. Most of those people were probably union people. Thank you again for the passing of this resolution. It's going to be good for us. We hope it continues, and we look forward to working with everybody here. Thank you.
Mr. Guzman?
I'm David Guzman. I'm the field representative for the American Federation of State, County, Municipal Employees. I want to thank you on behalf of all our members from the county, all over the county. ASME Local 59 has employees from town of Anthony all the way to Lower Valley Water District. So on behalf of all the employees, thanks. Thank you very much for this resolution.
Thank you all very much for being here this morning. As you know, this was a hot topic during the last legislative session, and no doubt it will be a conversation that continues. So we appreciate all your advocacy. Thank you for being here. Round of applause, please.
Item number 4D, approve and adopt a resolution declaring the month of March 2018 as Brain Injury Awareness Month in El Paso County, Texas.
Good morning, everyone. It is my honor to read this resolution into the record today. I believe we have several guests with us. Thank you for joining us. I'll go to read this into the record, and then if anyone would like to come up to the mic and say a few words, we'd love to hear from you. Whereas, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 2.5 million Americans sustain a traumatic brain injury, or TBI, each year, either in isolation or associated with other injuries. A traumatic brain injury is a contributing factor, to a third of all injury-related deaths in the United States. Traumatic brain injuries result in 5.3 million Americans living with a long-term disability. And whereas these injuries are largely the result of falls, unintentional blunt trauma, and motor vehicle crashes, and the rates of sports and recreational related injuries rising with the diagnosis of concussion or traumatic brain injury presenting future challenges for our youth. And whereas the severity of TBI range from mild to severe and may result in a lifetime of cognitive, physical, emotional, or behavioral challenges, early, equal, and adequate access to care will greatly increase overall quality of life and will enable individuals to return to home, school, work, and community. And whereas, following appropriate safety measures such as wearing a seatbelt, using appropriate safety seat cars, wearing safety sports equipment, and conducting a home safety check can prevent many injuries from occurring. And whereas, the Brain Injury Association of Texas leads brain injury awareness through the campaign Not Alone, through advocacy, awareness, and education. Family members, friends, and members of this community can play a central role in enhancing the lives of our citizens with traumatic brain injury by empowering them and supporting them to live as independently as possible. And whereas, March has been designated as Brain Injury Awareness Month to promote public awareness on the extent, causes, consequences, treatment, and prevention of traumatic brain injury. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the El Paso County Judge and Commissioners Court that the month of March 2018 shall be known as Brain Injury Awareness Month, signed this 5th day of March 2018 by the honorable members of the El Paso County Commissioners Court.
Second.
Commissioner Perez.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge vote.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Good morning. I'm not sure if there are folks in the audience who would like to go ahead and say a few words. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Hello, my name is Cristina Belio. I am a speech therapist at Mentis Neural Health, and I'm here to introduce a few brain injury survivors who would like to share their stories in the hopes of raising awareness about the silent epidemic, which is brain injury. First, Ms. Cynthia Quiñones.
And we can lower the podium. It actually, there's a little button there that you can use to lower it or raise it. There we go.
Okay,
Good morning.
There we go.
My name is Cynthia. Thank you. My name is Cynthia Quiñones. I am 44 years old. In August 2017, I went in for a surgery, and when I woke up, my family noticed my confusion. At first, I could not open both of my eyes. My memory was significantly affected, and I wasn't able to walk. I also needed a lot of assistance caring for myself. Now my vision is a lot better. I can read now. I remember most things. I walk 150 feet with a walker, and I need just a little bit of assistance to get ready in the mornings. Although I continue to have challenges, I gain a lot of independence and continue to work every day on my recovery to this journey. It has been very difficult, and the therapist has been very challenging. but I know that putting in the effort every day has gotten me where I am today. I'm thankful for the team of therapists, nurses, and my family for supporting me on my journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for being here this morning. And if anybody else would like to speak and don't want to necessarily have to come up to the podium, we do have the microphone and we can take that to you.
Well, he'll go next.
Okay. You can also, move that up there.
All right, thanks. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ruben Apodaca. I've been a CPA here in town for 30-something years. And I'm married to this wonderful lady, Michelle. We have 2 grown children and 2 grandbabies. One just arrived a month ago. Late last year, I was unfortunate enough to get the flu, like a lot of other people. But it got to a point where it hit me and I could not stop coughing for weeks on end, literally. Eventually, that led to my heart beating extremely fast. I went into what's called AFib, and my wife had the good sense to drag me to a medical center, who took me through emergency to a hospital. And indeed, I had a heart attack. Subsequent to that, I had 2 strokes. Which to this point has left me considerably more impatient than I was at one time. My motto used to be keep calm and carry on. Well, right now, keep calm part is a little difficult. And I'm becoming more and more aware my short-term memory is not as reliable as it used to be. So that's something that I'm being helped to work on. And also I've got the almost tangible feeling that I realize I'm doing things more slowly. But from my perspective, the world around me is moving, or things are happening a lot faster than they used to. I realize this is from my perspective, and things I'm sure haven't changed any. But it's made me be more aware that I need to be more organized and focused and adhere to that organization and that focus. Additionally, my eyesight was affected by the strokes. And at this point right now, I can't be driving. And one thing, as time goes along, it hasn't been that long for me, but realize that we need to be more careful about just daily activities. Be careful about walking around. And also be careful about not losing my balance. Very basic things, very ordinary day-to-day chores that now have to be more cognizant of and think about before doing or performing. I'm working right now on getting back to functioning as closely as possible as how I did before all these things happened, before the new year started for me. And I feel confident and that with competent assistance, I'll get back there. And once we achieve that, once that is accomplished, I'll get back to work. And what I would recommend to anyone is that they become aware of the signs of a heart attack and a stroke, which I really wasn't, but thank God my wife was, and pay attention to those signs, be they heart palpitations or pain in your left side or your shoulders or what have you. Like I said, thanks to my wife, she paid attention to my problems. I went to the hospital, and now I'm working on my recovery. I suggest to anyone that they be aware of these possible signs of these difficulties. And if you have those symptoms, go to a doctor. I thought I was in pretty decent shape and things at that time, before all this happened, and with people of different ages. And I've come to realize that in my neighborhood, probably 15 people have gone through the same thing I have. And it's not, strictly oldsters. It's people of all ages. And I would recommend, as I've come to learn, that we all be aware of what our bodies are telling us, good or bad. And if we have concerns, we do something about them, which is going to a competent medical services provider. Because what's happened to me, I thank God, because it could have been much worse, can happen to anybody. And that we all be aware of those possibilities and be willing to do something about it. And that's really all I have to say.
Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Hi. My name is Sofia Asurmendi, and I'm 24 years of age. I was struck by a drunk driver when I was helping somebody get their car out of the way. It was stuck in the middle of the road, in the middle of the median. I really don't remember. And I was just helping them push their car out of the way when I was struck by a drunk driver and flipped through the car. I shattered my leg in several places. The doctors didn't think I would live, which I'm assuming, I'm not a parent, but I'm assuming to a parent that's really, really hard news. And, for the doctors to say, like, she's not going to make it, and there's no doctor that can help her, come out of this. That's pretty harsh. I think that's pretty harsh to hear it, like your daughter, that's your baby girl right there. And so they didn't think I was going to live. They put me in an induced coma to allow some of the swelling to come down. In that they made decisions of like what they could operate, what they could do and what not. And luckily they didn't do anything because actually my dad told me this yesterday. I had no idea. But he told me that had they operated a minute later, I would be breathing, everything through a tube in my throat, and I would be eating through my stomach hooked up on I don't know what machine. And so I'm very lucky and I'm very grateful that I'm still here and that I'm actually okay, I don't know who hit me. I don't know who was the drunk driver, and that doesn't matter, honestly. I hope that they never drink and drive again, and I hope nobody drinks and drives, because we don't know. We don't know when something is going to come out of nowhere. We don't know when we're going to hit something, when something bad is going to happen. We don't. And so I can't walk on my leg. I'm currently working on getting back to my old life, how I was, to be able to do my own bed, to be able to, I can do a lot of things. Luckily, I can do a lot of things. But at the same time, there's a lot I cannot do. And it's very frustrating. And it's very, like, where has my life gone? Where is this going? Sort of situation. So, getting back home and eventually back to work are some of my goals. and I just hope that one day I can get there. Honestly, I really do. Been almost 4 months in hospitals and rehab centers. If I can recommend anything, it would be don't drink and drive. It's not worth it. It's not. Because this right here, I'm going through, I mean, it's not worth it. And this is all because I was helping up the debt. It's not worth screwing somebody else's life over.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. My name is Brittany Dockstader. I am married with no human children, but my husband and I have 2 fur babies. Lila is 3 years old and a German Shepherd mix, and Tux is about 2 years old and a Lab Pit mix, and they're both shelter dogs. On October 29th, we were on our way to a wood and wine workshop for a date, and about 25 to 50 yards in front of the venue, we were T-boned by a semi-truck that was going 53 miles an hour that hit on my side. I suffered from a broken left femur, broken facial bones, and a cracked skull with torn dura, which is the protective layer that surrounds your brain. As a result of the accident, I had a decreased appetite, which caused me to lose about 20 pounds I did not have to lose, inability to work, and some short-term memory problems, which have gotten a lot better. My husband is in Houston at Tier Memorial Hospital, recovering from a broken skull and broken facial bones. My goal is to go back to work, to gain back the weight I lost, and to be reunited with my husband again. My recommendations for anyone are to pay attention while driving. If you don't think that you can go safely without getting hit, do not go. It's not worth the trouble.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Do we have any that's okay. I want to thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
They didn't ask me to speak, but I'll. So that's my daughter that just spoke, and so when that occurred, it's a life-changing event. But as you talked about the healthcare providers and the things that were brought up today, the firefighters and EMTs saved her life and her husband's life, and I'm sure this young lady just spoke because that first few minutes of care we know is so critical, and each and every day, we thank God for her and everything, the care. University Medical Center, she couldn't have received better care. I know they're in the news a lot for a lot of political type stuff, but they're the reason she's here today. And I just want to say thank you for the support that she's received and the follow-on care. As a parent, that's the worst call you want to receive. But we've got the best outcome that we could see, because when we saw the pictures that evening, I knew I was going to identify a body. But like I said, the hard work, everything the people did on scene, on site, those first few minutes is why she's here. I just want to say thank you.
Thank you for sharing those words. And I want to thank all of you for, ma'am, did you want to say a few words? Please. Good morning.
Lorena Quiñones, I am her sister. I take care of my sister, and I also take care of my mom, which she has Alzheimer's. My sister is a nurse, and then this happened after the surgery. And I really want to ask you to really support the brain injury. My sister couldn't move at all, and thanks to Mentis that we found her. She was at Del Sol for a long time, and they didn't do anything. So I went to the doctor and I said, I can't leave my sister like that because she's young, and her life went away. And I go, I need you to give me an order. I have to do something. I'm going to go to Houston or Phoenix or to the Mayo Clinic, because even though we didn't have a good insurance or anything, and I have to do something for my sister because our life all turned around. And I really encourage you to help the brain injury because it's really a change, and a lot of us don't have the way to fix things. Like I would say, what am I going to do with your brain? I know I can move you, I can pull you around, I can clean you or anything, but what am I going to do with your brain? How can I help you? And even though I will tell the members of Mentis that for me it's easy to carry. If I have to carry her, I'll carry her. But how do I work with her brain? And it's a big change. I'm very thankful with Mentis because they did a wonderful. My sister is far from how she was. This has been a hard journey. It's been 6 months, and she lost her job and everything. But I really thank you for paying attention to the brain injury and to all the things. This helps for them. They really need the help for the brain injury. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Absolutely. Thank you. Do we have anyone else that would like to speak? I want to thank all of you that took the time to be here today and to accept this resolution. Your courage is inspiring, and without you knowing it, you are advocates for your cause, and there are so many other people at home that are watching and listening, even in this building, who could not be here, and you are advocates on their behalf. And so thank you for that, and thank you for sharing your stories. And to the caregivers, we want to thank you as well, because that takes a lot of love, a lot of courage as well, because your family members would not be able to do it without your support by their side. So thank you for all that you do. Commissioners, can
we go down to them?
Yes, absolutely. We would love to go down.
I wanted to say something really quick. I'm going to put him on the spot. He's not in the room, but my assistant Alberto Halpern was also recently in a very severe car accident, and he was at Mentis, and I think you all did a great job. You guys got him back to us in like 4 months, which is amazing. It's a lot of things that went into that, of course, but the care that he received at UMC, the care that he received at Highlands, and then at Mentis, he's back here working, and really is a miracle that he is. But it also, I think, has to do with the level of care that he received. So a special thanks from me to you all, because my good friend and my assistant is doing well, just like you all. So thank you very much for what you do, and thank you for coming and sharing your stories with us.
Round of applause, please. Thank you again for being here, and have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
I had to fight back the tears there a little bit.
We got to start doing resolutions at the end. We lose so much audience.
Mr. Nava, if we could go ahead and take public comment, and after that go back to the one item that was pulled from consent, please.
Yes, Judge. Item number 5, public comment.
Yep. One speaker signed up, Mr. James Perry. Good morning, Mr. Perry.
Good morning. Hey, Ruben, you're doing a good job with this county. I almost made the team at UTEP, except one problem. They want me to go back to school, and I've already finished college once. So that's out. I'm here today to ask the county commissioners and the people that work in the office, and ask all the people in El Paso to support metal detectors in all the schools in El Paso. If this happens, El Paso could be a model city for the whole United States. The shootings at Sandy Hook Elementary School, that's where it should have stopped. Nobody's doing anything. So I would like for all the parents in El Paso to call the school board and go to their meetings. These detectors cost about $3,000. The ones here in the county and the ones in the city was bought out of Austin, Texas. They run about $3,000 a piece. So these metal detectors do work, and it would save a call to some parents to their kids at school here. So I recommend, and if you guys will help me, let's get metal detectors in all the schools in El Paso, Texas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perry. Have a good afternoon. That is it for public comment, unless we have anybody else in the audience who would like to speak. I don't think so, Mr. Nava.
This brings us back to the items taken from the consent agenda. Item number 3F, approve and authorize the allocation of funds in the amount of $29,450 for architectural design for the county courthouse walkways and sidewalks. Funding is available in CP Courthouse Improvements 12 renovations.
Thank you, Caesar. The reason I brought this up is I wanted Norma to talk about what the plan is. This is something that I've been very interested for over the last 5 years. This is really our front door, our welcome mat to the public, and I think it's finally going to change where it's more aesthetically pleasing. And I just wanted you to just go over what the plans may be so we and the public can look forward to.
Okay. Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Norma Palacios, Public Works Department. The original tiles were removed several years ago because many of them were loose, causing an uneven surface. So with this, if the court approves this, it'll address the concrete problems that currently exist as the sidewalks are, and also the design for a new sidewalks around the county courthouse.
And the reason why the architect will give us some plan designs, some options, correct, Norma?
Yes, the architect will provide us some options, but I think the big one that we also need to consider is that as it is, because of the elements, there's other issues associated with the sidewalks as they exist. But the other part of this is the actual design of new sidewalks. And we will be able to provide some input on the design of these sidewalks.
So this is not only the entrance, but the entire area around the courthouse and possibly the entrance that we do not currently use as possibly bringing that up to operational.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
It includes bringing the back lobby to ADA compliant?
Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be ADA compliant, and that's something that we're working on. As long as we have an entrance in the county courthouse that addresses the ADA, we're going to be okay. We can open the back entrance as it is with minor enhancements. And so we're currently continuing to work with other staff to make sure that that's addressed so that we can open the back without doing
This
the
project
ADA.
is not part of that back door.
It only addresses sidewalks, not the back door. Yeah, the back door is a separate project. Yes.
Okay. I look forward to seeing some of those options. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner, thank you. Commissioner Perez.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries. This brings us to item number 6 from the regular agenda, board appointments. Discuss and take appropriate action to appoint the Sheriff's Civil Service Commission nominee, Rolando Morales, to the El Paso County Ethics Commission for the term commencing February 1st, 2018 through January 31st, 2020.
Judge, Commissioners, as you know, In even years, the 5 outside entities make nominations to Commissioners Court for consideration for appointment to the County Ethics Commission. You've previously have received the nominees from 4 of the 5 outside entities. Sheriff's Office Civil Service Commission was meeting with their applicants. They've now conducted their interviews, and they are recommending to Commissioners Court to consider Rolando Morales for appointment to the County Ethics Commission. So we're asking for you to approve this appointment.
Move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Perez.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 7, discuss and take appropriate action to appoint candidates to serve on the El Paso County Historical Commission for the term ending December 31st, 2018.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Out of whack there for a second.
Get your roll. Is there another judge in there?
There may be. As all of you know, about a week and a half to 2 weeks ago, we had a really robust conversation with several individuals who had applied to serve on the county's historical commission. Typically, we, as you all know, have a difficult time recruiting individuals to serve. And in this situation, we had 5 really fantastic candidates who applied, all of them bringing really unique experience and opportunities to serve. And after the interviews, the court did whittle that down to 4. And just so the public knows, we have 21 members on the court, on the commission, and the Commissioners Court voted to increase that to 25, which means we had 4 slots available. And so today we're going to go ahead and move forward. I'd like to make a motion to appoint Brian Kanoff to serve on the commission, Harry Kirk, Dr. Nancy Gonzalez, and John Hamilton. I don't know if any other members of the court would like to make any comments on those. I know that Mr. Kanoff is present. I'm not sure if you'd like to say anything. You don't have to. But we appreciate you being here and appreciate your application. So that is my motion.
Second.
Commissioner Perez.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And Mr. Kanoff, would you like to say anything or?
Help it around a little bit here. Well, it's rare that a commission such as the El Paso Historical Commission is viewed by the public as being controversial. And I know that in politics here in the United States as well as locally, there are 2 or 3 or 4 sides to pretty much every issue, and I just hope to be able to add my background in history and in archaeology and in architecture to the commissioners, to the Historical Commission. And being that there are 25 commissioners now, I don't know if one voice can make much of a difference, but there have been a lot of voices that have voiced the opinions specifically recently on Guaranguito, and I of course have my own opinions about that, but I'm looking forward to serving our county in a way that I never thought I would ever serve our county before. And I thank you very much for selecting me to be on the commission.
Thank you for submitting the application, and we look forward to having you serve on the commission. Okay. Have a good afternoon.
Item number 8, County Administration. Approve and authorize the county judge to sign the First Amendment to the interlocal agreement between the City of El Paso and the County of El Paso for emergency management coordination for their relocation and facility upgrades in the amount of $104,863.90. Funds are available in account GF, General Administration Operations Contingencies. Further, approve the reallocation of funding from GF General Administration Operations Contingencies to GF Emergency Management Operations Expenses General. Contract number 2018-0013.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. As you recall, during our budget process last year, or for this fiscal year, the city approached us with expenses for the relocation of the emergency management facility. And we have been in a joint emergency management agreement with the city since, I believe, 1987. And so in that agreement is a cost-sharing provision for costs that are outside of normal operations. Staff has worked with the city over the last several months going through those costs, separating out what was actually relocation costs. You may recall when they came to us during budget, they were asking for approximately, I want to say it was close to $400,000 in cost. We've gone through that and we've separated out. Several of those costs were actually related to the P25 and not related to the relocation. So we've separated out specifically what is related to the relocation. Then staff went through each one of those bills for the relocation cost to make sure that they were part of the joint relocation project and not specific to one entity or the other. After doing so, we have come up with an agreed upon total, and the county's share of that total is actually 46% of that total, which is $863.90. We had set funds aside in the amount of $160,000 during budget for this to be negotiated, but our total is the $104,863. And after extensive review, we have prepared an agreement with legal has prepared an agreement with the city's legal as well to capture that as a amendment to our interlocal for the relocation cost. And we believe this is the correct amount that the county should pay for its share of the relocation of the emergency management operations.
And I want to thank you, Betsy, and IT and Budget and the County Attorney's Office for what was a lot of work to go through this and sift through what was P25 and what wasn't. I know that when we first had this conversation during a Thursday meeting, we weren't very pleased with the fact that it was coming to us after the move had already occurred, and I think that we sent a pretty clear message that there needs to be a much more collaborative approach whenever these situations arise. There might have been some confusion with the contract and the percentage, but I think that we've ironed all that out, and I appreciate the work that went into bringing this back to us, so thank you.
I think it was less the fact that it was after as much as the fact that they were calling it all relocation costs when it was very clear it wasn't. And I second thank you for all your hard work, and I think these numbers are a lot more palatable. Move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Perez.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries.
We will be bringing back a separate contract on the P25.
Item number 9, Human Resources. Approve the updated Americans with Disabilities Act transition plan for the County of El Paso to ensure the county continues to be in compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act and with the Texas Accessibility Standards. Funding for ADA projects is available in CIP 18 Public Works Improvements ADA.
Good morning.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. I'm Sam Trujillo with the Human Resources Department. The purpose of this item today is to provide the court with information on how the county ensures compliance with the American and Disabilities Act and to seek approval on our most recent ADA transition plan. This plan is 166 pages long. I know you guys were able to look at it over the weekend, but it is a lot of information that we're trying to provide. And what I've done is I've asked Amanda Manning, who is our ADA coordinator, to kind of shorten that down into a short presentation, and we can just provide the court with some highlights of the overall plan. So with your permission right now, I'd like to call up Amanda Manning, and to present this item.
Good morning, Ms. Manning.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
It was a very thorough backup, by the way. The red line version, the clean version, it was a good weekend read.
Good. Quite exciting. The transition plan serves as a guide for the removal of physical barriers and program barriers so the county can ensure equal participation for everyone. The County of El Paso has been proactive in its approach to ADA issues. The update in the transition plan will help the county continue this proactive approach. Since 2012, 16 buildings and 11 parks have been evaluated for ADA compliance, including all 13 floors of the county courthouse. There are 3 phases associated with the transition plan. Phase 1, data collection and self-evaluation, which is an ongoing part of Phase 1. The facility inventory, survey tools, and planning are updated as needed, along with the transition plan. The self-assessment survey gives us a look on how well our facilities comply with the ADA and the TAS standards. The assessment starts on the outside of the building. Where and how do our citizens get into the county facilities? As you can see, there are a number of ways. Each of these need to be accessible. Once citizens have made their way to an entrance, they need to be able to move through and use the county's facilities. The self-assessment is specific for each facility we inspect. We tailor each assessment to the features of each facility. Not only does the county have to be compliant with ADA and TAS building standards, our programs need to be accessible also. This may include providing closed captioning, braille, large print documents, or sign language interpreters. Phase 2 is recommendations and prioritization based on our self-assessments. Once an assessment is completed, the data is analyzed and recommendations are made to the Public Works and Facilities Department, and each assessment is given a priority level from 1 to 4. Community involvement and outreach is also an ongoing element of Phase 2 and involves communication with various citizens groups. Phase 3 includes the adoption and implementation of the transition plan and updates every 2 years. Once there is approval by the court, implementation will begin with the updated plan. We will continue with removing of barriers, improving access to the programs, and training of employees. Our goal is to continue inspecting all county facilities, parks, and programs to ensure ADA and TAS compliance and to address any grievances from the general public. We have set a goal to evaluate and write detailed inspection reports for at least 5 facilities, 2 parks, or various programs implemented each year. Each report will detail and identify areas that are non-compliant with the Texas Accessibility Standards, the Americans with Disabilities Act, and the Americans with Disabilities Act Accessibility Guidelines. The inspection reports identify discrepancies and provide recommendations for compliance. Included in this updated transition plan is a list of accomplishments since the last transition plan update, and it includes our future goals. 16 buildings, 11 parks have been inspected and reported on. Of those, 6 buildings have been corrected, partially corrected, or are in the process of being corrected. Additionally, 7 parks have been corrected, partially corrected, or in the process of being corrected. ADA awareness and sensitivity are part of the trainings Human Resources provides. This is just a highlight of the entire transition plan, which has been in existence since 2012 and has had 2 prior updates, one in 2014 and one in 2016. We are requesting approval of the 2018 transition plan update. Thank you.
Commissioners, any questions or comments? I have to say I really appreciate the journey that we've been on. I know it was just several years ago we did not have this level of detail with where we are and where we need to be. And it's even small things. When we were working on Movies by the Lake, we worked with you and your team to think through how do we ensure that even an event like that is accessible to everyone in the public, because that's our goal. And so I did have a few questions. Is there a timeline for, we talked about 6 buildings either in process or having been worked on. Do we have a timeline, and do we have kind of idea of what the budget impact might be per year, or what does that look like?
When we do the inspections, I create a report detailing everything that is in noncompliance with the standards. That report's given to facilities and public works, and they work that in with their building master plan also. Okay. So it all works together.
Okay. And then I know in the past we've worked closely with community stakeholders to ensure that if they have a grievance, they can come to us, and we do have a process in place, I believe.
We do have a grievance process. Usually the way that works is I'll get a phone call or an email, or somebody may even come in with an issue. We have a form we have them fill out, and then we address the grievance with that department. Sometimes it includes Public Works, sometimes it may include ITD, depending on what the complaint is. We have a time frame as to when we have to address the complaint, and then depending on what the complaint is, we try to set a time frame of getting it corrected. Sometimes it's just a quick fix. Sometimes if it's a construction project, it may take longer.
Okay. Well, I appreciate all the work that you have put into this, and the time and the energy, and it's really timely given the resolution we had today and Commissioner Leon's request to pull the one item that talked about the sidewalks and the back entrance to the courthouse. So thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners, any other questions?
Okay. Move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Pettis.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Item number 10, approve and authorize the revisions to the County of El Paso's anti-harassment policy. At the request of the HR department, we'd like to ask for this item to be deleted.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Pettis.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout. Aye. Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 11, Public Works. Postpone February 26, 2018. Approve and authorize the county judge to sign the license agreement between the county and River Oaks Properties LTD for the Vista del Sol roadway construction. No funds are required. Contract number 2017-0206.
Good morning.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioner. Sal Alonso from Public Works Department. This item was postponed last week. We had missed the deadline to submit the Form 1295, so it wasn't allowed to move forward. So we're bringing this back up for your approval. This is a typical construction easement that we do for roadway projects. So with that, staff recommends approval. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
I move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Pettis.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 12, approve and authorize the county judge to sign the Second Amendment to the Interlocal Agreement, VRF Project Development Agreement for the East Lake Boulevard Phase 1 Roadway Improvement Project with the Camino Real Regional Mobility Authority. Contract number 2018-0122.
Good morning again. For the record, Sal Alonso, Public Works Department. This item before you is the amendment, the Second Amendment for the construction improvements to East Lake Phase 1. Back in 2016, December 2016, we came in before you on a preliminary construction estimate to obligate the funds, but we have recently had gone out for bid, advertised with the RMA, and we got a really great bid on this roadway project. And It reduced the amount, the total construction from about 39.4 million to about 29.7 million. And staff recommends approval. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Sal, do we have any plans for that remaining amount yet, or what wasn't spent?
What we're doing right now, judges, we're coming to a close on two projects very soon, hopefully by the end of March, early April, which is the Old Waco Tanks Road and the East Lake Phase 2. So we're waiting on the final costs, make sure we have paid out any change orders or any construction at that time. We'll collect any available funding on that, and I'll be presenting to the court our latest CMP budget. I guess savings that we've had. I think the last update we had was, I think June of last year, and we were looking about anywhere between $10 to $12 million in savings. So.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Commissioners, any questions? I'd move to approve.
Second.
I would also like to add, I'm sorry, I should have done that as open comment, was this Wednesday, March 7th, at Texas District, we'll have Public Works and Commissioner Pettis' office is hosting an open house for the East Lake Phase 1 construction. It's a reach out to the public to inform them of what's coming up in the horizon. Also, we will be discussing the Darrington project and the Pelicano project as well. So just for the public listening, there's an open house for this this Wednesday at 5:30 to 7:30 at the Texas District at 1301 Gateway Boulevard West. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Pettis.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 13, approve a variance request from the County of El Paso subdivision regulations for Austin Subdivision Replat C.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. This is Norma Palacios, Public Works Department. This morning we're requesting a variance of the subdivision regulations to allow for two panhandle lots with a lot frontage less than 50 feet, less than a third of the length of the lot. Any questions I can answer?
Move to approve.
Do we need a public hearing for this item?
You can go ahead and open it up for comments. The public hearing is required on the other items that are usually posted under Texas Local Government Code. But if there's no comments, it's fine.
Do we have any members of the public who'd like to speak on this item? Hearing none? Okay.
Second. Caesar, before you go to the vote, Norma, this lot, the only street access that it has, as I can see here, is Gardner.
Yes, sir.
So that would mean the upper right there, in order to exit that property, they have to go all the way through that property all the way to Gardner. Is that correct?
Yes,
okay.
That's the only access to the property.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Pettis.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 14, approve and authorize the Public Works Department to accept the donation of a Time Cutter Z4235 V-Twin lawnmower from the Toro Company Giving Program to be used for the maintenance of county parks.
For the record, Norma Palacios, Public Works Department. For the last 5 years, we've been partnering with Toro to work on community projects. They have been very generous in their donations and their time. The projects that we've worked with them have included painting of some of the county facilities and planting of trees. Trees were planted at the Agua Dulce and the Escarate Park. Additionally, Toro Company Giving Program has donated mowers, weed eaters, and trimmers. If accepted today, Toro has offered to donate a new lawnmower. This is a smaller lawnmower that would really benefit our smaller rural parks. So we're requesting approval from the court.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Perez.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge vote.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Item number 15, grant applications. Approve the submission of county grant applications as listed and described. If awarded, all grant award agreements will be brought back to the Commissioners Court for final acceptance and approval. Item number 15, approve and authorize the electronic submission of a grant application to the Texas Indigent Defense Commission in the amount of $1,108,000 to fund the Public Defender Magistration Advocacy Project. A 20% grant match in the amount of $221,603 is required for the first year of grant funding. Further, authorize the county judge to sign the required corresponding resolution authorizing submission of the intent to submit grant application and reflect the internet submission confirmation number received during the application process.
Good morning.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners, Ms. Keller. The Criminal Justice Department has seen a need that's been there for years to provide counsel at magistration, to provide a lawyer at first time an arrested person appears before a judge. And the Supreme Court of the United States has decided, based on a Texas case out of Gillespie County, Rothbury versus Gillespie County, that is the point at which right to counsel attaches Sixth Amendment right. And I think perhaps in reaction to the lawsuits that have gone on in Harris County and that are going on now in Dallas County, the Criminal Justice Department saw a need to do this. In addition to being best practice in terms of how you deal with arrested people at initial appearance, there is the situation that there's a good potential for saving jail days. Now, at this point, my office has just preliminary figures that we've been keeping track of what we're doing with bonds for the mental health unit, and it'll be shortly. We'll have some information that can help us along and give us some data on potential jail day savings. It's all in some senses speculative because we don't have yet hard data. We've got some that we've got to develop, but in any event, in order to staff it, you're talking about 24/7. You're talking about 21 shifts a week. Okay. And each shift is a full-time employee, but the way we've designed it at this point, or the way we've contemplated it, is that we believe we can cover it with 5 lawyers and a unit chief and a couple of staff people. Down the line, between now and the time, if the court sees fit to go ahead with it, we're thinking we might make some adjustments to have our social workers participate in it, because these people are really critical in terms of getting people on bond, and they have credibility with the magistrates and so forth. But in any event, we need 5 lawyers and a chief to staff it, and a couple of staff people, and maybe the involvement of the social workers department. And it looks like we can get a 4-step or 5-year 4-step grant from TIDC. We can apply for it, and that's what we're asking for authorization to go ahead with.
Commissioner Haggerty.
I've got a couple concerns with this. One, we've already got a 4-step grant in process right now we have to prepare for budget-wise. It's going to cost us a lot of money, and to just create another 4-step budget process is something that's really going to affect our ability to do more in the budget process in the future. I don't understand when it will take effect. I don't know if there's a group of lawyers, but the lawyers who do counsel anyway, is this going to affect their ability to have, if they're just assigned a free attorney? I don't want to be competing against lawyers to have the ability for them to go out and get their own counsel. I don't want to create situations where everyone just says, well, I'll just get the free lawyer, and now the bill is paying for every lawyer in El Paso, Texas, which is not the job of the public defender's office. So I guess I'm not comfortable voting on this yet, because there's still a lot of questions that I have about when does it apply. Is the same thing going to take effect as far as you have to have show you have a need before you're assigned an attorney? And if that's the case, what happens if you don't have need? Do you not get to go to court until later because you've got to go hire your attorney before you can go before the magistrate judge? I still have a lot of questions that I'd like to answer before we vote to approve a $1 million ask for a grant.
In that sense, the contemplated project is that the magistration lawyer will be there to deal with just the magistration, in and out. And it would be similar to a situation that we have where Mr. Cox has been supervising the juvenile unit, and they have just that situation. Their lawyers do the initial appearances in and out. If they get counsel, either private bar counsel appointed or private counsel, that lawyer takes over. But there's somebody there at magistration to deal with just the magistration.
But I don't think it's our role to give every person who's arrested a free lawyer.
Perhaps not, and I don't think that the arrestee necessarily has to accept the services of the lawyer that's on hand for the magistration. Now, the Supreme Court commented in Rothgary versus Illinois that across the country, the courts provide free counsel to people at initial appearance. The federal courts, the Washington, D.C. courts, 43 states, all provide, make counsel available at initial appearance. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to do it, or maybe not even that we should do it, but it's practiced generally, and Texas in that sense was in a minority, except for the Supreme Court decision that says that the right attaches at that point. And so there's a transition toward dealing with the concept and with that prospect through a lawsuit in Harris County and another one in Dallas County. And I think that's the general inspiration from the criminal justice department looking at our situation, was to address the thing before it becomes litigation. The public defender's office is prepared to be there, and we've set out pretty well specifically what we need in order to staff it. Whether to do it or not is a different question. That's up to you all.
I know that after the lawsuits, I'm not sure if it was Harris or Dallas County, either right after the lawsuit or soon after, they ended up implementing the system.
In the very recent past, Alex Bunnin, who directs, he does a indigent defense court that's 8% of felonies in Harris County, and he's the commissioner's court over there staffed, got him money to staff 24/7 magistration. He is doing it, and we had if we take that path, we want to go down there to talk to Alex and see his operation and see how that's run, so that we can adjust ours as efficiently as possible if we get there.
Commissioners, any other questions, Commissioner Leon?
Mr. Gondara, during initial appearance, do we not represent, does an indigent defendant not have a representation now?
Not now. Not now. They get magistrated and run through, and then if they don't have counsel, if they can't bond out and don't have counsel, they'll appear 4 days later, and then they'll be de facto. The policy with the magistrates has been, if he hasn't got a lawyer in 4 days, he's de facto indigent and will appoint one. And then the process of reconsidering the bonds, the initial bond setting starts. So you go 4 days, he gets a lawyer, and then another 2-3 days perhaps before he gets a bond that he or she can make.
And this is only to submit for the grant. It gives us time to study it a little bit more. Correct. It doesn't necessarily mean that if we were awarded the grant that we accept it.
If you vote today to allow us to proceed with it, is exactly that. Allows us to apply for the grant, and it's not accepted until we've come back here before to you give the final signature on it. So.
I just don't want to send the message though that we're applying for a grant and then we may not take it, because what if somebody's watching right now and they're like, oh well, you know what, they're not really actually serious about doing this program. Why would we even consider their grant application? Well, that worries me.
And one more quick question: How much has your department grown over the last 2 or 3 years?
Y'all appointed me as chief of the department in February on Valentine's Day of 14. At that point, we had the explosion of misdemeanor cases and the change in the wheel and all that. At that point, we gained 12 lawyers.
The multi-million-dollar grant that we just got was for 12 lawyers?
No.
The mental health one was 11 positions total.
Yeah, the first one, no, the recent one. The recent
Right.
one is 11 positions, total 8 lawyers, no, 5, 6 lawyers, and staff. That's the recent mental health unit.
Right. And the one before that?
Yeah, say again?
And the one before that?
The one before that was 12, was 12, Bill, right? 12 lawyers, the first grant?
I believe, Bill Cox, your first assistant public defender, I believe the first grant we got from the Texas Indigent Defense Commission was for 10 or 11 lawyers and support staff, investigators, and social workers so that we could continue meeting the needs of our caseload growth.
And my fear is, and I understand the needs, but you've already gotten multiple grants for multiple more employees. Now you want another 21 employees, plus.
You
just told me 21.
No. 5 lawyers and a chief, 6 lawyers, and a couple of staff positions, 7 employees.
Okay, my fear, it's growing very, very large, very quickly, and until these questions are answered, I'm not comfortable saying let's apply for $1 million grant, and I'm asking for a time to ask some questions to some people as well. So I'm not comfortable with this vote today, personally.
What's the time frame for submitting the application?
We got to have it in by the...
This Friday is the deadline to submit the intent to submit application to TIDC. If they are interested in this, then they would ask the county to submit a full grant application by May. So there is additional time without getting into the position Commissioner Stout was concerned with, that we're applying without indicating that we're seriously considering.
So did you learn about this grant yesterday?
We have been
working on it
the
for
announcement came out in February. We've been working with the Criminal Justice Coordination Department for the last approximately 3 or 4 weeks, Commissioner.
Tell us if we don't vote for today, we'd lose it. It's crap. I'm sorry, that is crap.
We lose the chance at applying for it, Commissioner, but we don't lose. In other words, we don't. If you say yes today, we're not committed in the terms that Commissioner Stout's talking about. We are committed to tell them we intend to file a grant, and they accept it's sort of a preliminary thing. And down the line, backing away from it doesn't leave any egg on our faces, because the commission, as well as everybody else, knows that these things take some thought. Now, the issue has come up, Commissioner Haggerty. We've talked about the issue of 1517 a little bit in terms when we've been discussing the supervision of PR bonds and all that structure. But it was in February, early February, and that's when they tell us that it's available. And we got wind of the fact that there's some interest or concern from the Criminal Justice Department. And so let's look at it and give the commissioners a chance to take a shot at it. Today's vote does not commit anybody, and it won't put us in any way with the TIDC. Bill has a long-term relationship with those people, and I have gotten to know them, and everybody understands the practicalities of it, which you're addressing, Commissioner.
I have a problem with you coming to us and saying this is the first time we're talking to you about it. You have to vote on it because we lose it on Friday. I have a big problem with that.
Commissioner, would it make you feel better if we were to vote today to submit the letter of intent, but to have you come back before the May application submission to get the court briefed on what you're going to be submitting? Would that make you feel any better?
No, I don't feel good at all. Let me make it very clear to everybody right now. I'm not happy with the situation. There's a lot of questions that I think need to be answered. I think telling everyone you got a guaranteed lawyer at your very first onset and then assume that they're going to leave that lawyer later to go somewhere else, I think you're going to have a lot of lawyers out there who are trying to make a living going, what is going on? My taxes are now competing against my business, which is not what our role should be. I've got a lot of questions that aren't answered, and we need to do it today or else, response does not make me any happier about where we are.
I just think we need to be cognizant, though. I mean, if they just found out about it a month ago, I mean, it takes time to vet it through their own process first before they can bring it to us. I mean, they don't want to bring it to us prematurely, and then we're going to ask more questions later. You know, I mean, so I think that
then we would have had time to have those questions answered.
Well, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, it seems like I mean, I just don't. It's a short timeline, yes, but if we didn't hear about it, until a month ago, I don't think we can really blame the staff for bringing it to us like this.
Mr. Bishop. Commissioners, Joel Bishop, Executive Director of Justice and Community Services. Yeah, the timeline was quick. We tried to get it. I tried to make my rounds with all of you last week, and I know that's still not enough time. I do get it, Commissioner. And wanted to emphasize that we do have time to continue to evaluate it and ask questions. And this is, since it's coming from the Indigent Grant Commission, I really don't. I think if we decide this isn't the right thing for El Paso, we can back out at that point without having the issue. We're at the stage right now where we could back away from this without having a problem or the issue that Commissioner Stout is concerned about. So I think we do have a couple of months here for further evaluation to answer some of the questions. And I apologize that I didn't get with you sooner than we did. So hopefully we can work through these issues. I've already been talking with the EPSO. There are concerns about the process as well that I think we need to be aware of, and legitimate questions that need to be worked out. We don't want to create a bigger log jam in their pre-booking, and there's some issues. We have reached out, and the EPSO has reached out to Harris County to find out how their system is working. So I do agree there are more questions that need to be answered before the county should completely commit to this. So,
I mean, and it's an issue of also providing ourselves with some protection in the future, because in Harris County and in Dallas County now is being sued. Harris County was sued and lost. Those are potential threats to our own county, and I mean, I don't know how many multi-million dollars they're going to be paying out, and not just attorney fees, but also settlement fees and whatever else it's going to cost them. But I think taking this very seriously, and I definitely understand your concern about not wanting to provide everybody with an attorney on the taxpayer's dime. I get that, but we still have to understand that if we don't do something like this, then we leave ourselves unprotected and open to something like what's happened in Harris and what's happening in Dallas County right now.
Commissioner Leon, you had questions?
Yes, and I just really wanted to maybe dovetail on what Commissioner Stout just said. Either Mr. Cox or Mr. Gandara, what are the possible ramifications to us, keeping in mind what's going on in Houston and Dallas?
The ramifications for us are that there's one lawyer, actually a group of lawyers, who are looking at jail practices across the state of Texas. Both Bill and I happen to know him personally, the lead counsel and the lawyer that's worked on these things. He's been to this county already, and he took a real close look at the municipal court judges and practices of putting people in jail for Class C misdemeanors, and actually just him, the effect of him showing up and looking at things got them to change things radically. I have the inclination to tell you that he's going to be back here to this county at some point and look again. I don't know exactly what he's going to be looking at. I do know that in terms of the way we handle arrestees in this county and the way it's developed with the 24/7 magistration, that's been a step in the right direction. I don't know if the lack of having a lawyer every time at magistration is going to be something that would inspire him to take a run at us. I don't know. But he's there and they're looking.
If I may, Commissioner Haggerty, I know it doesn't address all of your concerns, but one area I did want to clarify, this would only provide counsel for that initial magistration hearing. After that, the person would then have to apply, qualify, and be appointed an attorney.
I understand, but the problem is, if I already work with someone, I'm probably just going to keep working with that person if I can. It creates the I've already got a free lawyer mentality, and I don't know if that's what we need to be pushing on every single person who's arrested in El Paso, Texas.
Any other questions, Commissioner? No. And I appreciate you bringing this forward. It's a conversation that we have to have, whether it be through a grant application or the unfortunate event that we are sued. It's something that we have to look at regardless. I would hope it wouldn't be the latter. What I'm interested in knowing, and I guess we'll have some time to delve into this, is if we were to apply for this and be awarded, does that impact the money that we are receiving from TIDC and for other projects?
No.
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 Okay.
If the IDC approves it, then they know they're approving it on top of what we're already working. Well, we've finished up the first grant. That's over and done with TIDC money. So we're working currently on the second one, the mental health unit. But TIDC knows that if they grant it, they know it's on top of the rest of it.
Okay. Any other questions, commissioners?
Move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Perez.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
No.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good note to everyone. If you're worried about your grant, just say you have to do it now.
Item number 16, approve and authorize the El Paso County Sheriff's Office HIDA program to submit a grant application for multiple initiatives to the Office of the National Drug Control Policy in the amount of $3,880,497 for the grant period of January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2018 with no cost to the county.
Good morning. Thank you for your patience.
Good morning. I'm Deanne Rankins, Deputy Director for West Texas HIDA, and this, along with agenda item number 17, are grant applications for the county's participation in the HIDA program. It funds several, the participation with several initiatives.
Would it be okay to go ahead and read it?
Yeah, absolutely. Can we go ahead and read item 17 into the record, please, and vote on both?
Absolutely, Judge. Item number 17, approve and authorize the El Paso County Sheriff's Office HIDA program to submit a grant application for prosecutorial initiatives to the Office of National Drug Control Policy in the amount of $569,075 for the grant period of January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2018 with no cost to the county.
Move to approve both items number 16 and 17.
Second. Commissioner Perez is seconded.
Commissioner Perez.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioners.
Have a good afternoon.
Judge, could I ask you to, if we could please address item number 21, the addendum, before going to executive?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Item number 21, addendum to the agenda. Approve amendment number 20Z to the County of El Paso's 2017-2018 operating budget. This budgetary amendment will not increase or decrease the overall budget.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Francisco Rios from the Office of Budget and Fiscal Policy.
I'm not sure if your speaker's on, Mr. Rios. Yeah, your microphone. There we go.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Francisco Rios from the Office of Budget and Fiscal Policy. The only transfer this week is a correction to a journal in last week's budget amendment. The item was read correctly. However, the attachment in Novus had an incorrect fund type and fund number. We are transferring $100,000 from the general and administrative operating expenses general account into the emergency management operating.
Move to approve.
And second.
Thank you.
Commissioner Perez.
Aye.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries. And also, Judge, if we could please address, before going into executive session, item number 18D, which is item 18D pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.0725, discuss negotiations with the El Paso Community Foundation regarding funding for the El Paso Children's Museum.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. Christina Sanchez, Assistant County Attorney. For this particular item, we're asking that we go into executive session under Section 551.0725 of the Texas Government Code. That provision allows the Commissioners Court to go into executive session to talk and discuss items related to contract negotiations. Before doing so, however, the court has to make a motion and has to make a specific finding on the record a unanimous finding, rather, that the deliberation in an open meeting would have a detrimental effect on the position of the Commissioners Court in negotiations with that party. I'd ask at this time for that motion. And just as backup, as well as for the record purposes, a memo was provided to the county clerk and also is provided in the backup with the county attorney's recommendation that deliberations would be appropriate under this section. Thank you.
I'd move to hear item 18D in executive session.
And that the court makes that finding. If we could add that to the record, Mr. Nava.
Second.
Commissioner Pettis?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty?
Aye.
Judge Vogt?
Aye. Aye.
Motion carries.
Yeah.
Commissioners Court will now recess into executive session to discuss items 18A through 18F pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.087, 551.0725, and 551.071. Commissioners Court will reconvene to take official action.
All county offices will be closed Friday, March the 30th through Monday, April the 2nd in observance of Good Friday and Cesar Chavez holiday. All county offices will reopen on Tuesday, April the 3rd.
Commissioner Andrew Haggerty would like to invite you to his weekly breakfast meeting that takes place every Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. at Danny's Diner, located at 4690 Trans Mountain Road. Every week he has a different speaker who will be discussing topics of interest for the community. So if you live in the Northeast, West Side, or anywhere else in the county, come and join us for the breakfast meeting.
Don't wait in line.
Pay online. Visit the Financial Recovery Division website at http://www.epcounty.com/budget/financialrecovery.htm to make your payments online or find out more about our kiosk locations. We now accept payments on misdemeanor, felony, and justice of the peace cases.
Now watch Commissioners Court meetings on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search for El Paso County Commissioners or El Paso County, Texas. Subscribe to our channels to see our latest videos.
Did you know that you can save money on the cost of your medications? And doing so is easy. In 2015, the County of El Paso launched a prescription discount card program from coast to coast. The cards are available to all El Paso County residents free of charge and everyone qualifies. You can pick up a card at any county office location, Walgreens, Walmart, CVS, or Target pharmacies, or simply print the card at www.coastrx.com. Happy savings!
Did you know the County of El Paso's Purchasing Department is responsible for ensuring that all items and services needed by various county departments are purchased in the manner required by the state of Texas? Whether through formal sealed bids or smaller dollar quotations, the county purchasing team is dedicated to finding the best contracting return on your taxpayer dollars. Additionally, the purchasing department is responsible for the tracking of inventory within the county and properly disposing surplus to public auctions. For questions about how to become a vendor and compete for county contracts, or to learn more about public auctions, please contact us at telephone number 915-546-2048.
The 346 District Court Judge Angie Juarez Barril started the El Paso Veterans Treatment Court program in 2012 for veterans and active service members that have been arrested and charged with a felony or misdemeanor criminal offense. To be considered for the specialty court, the statutory criteria includes be a veteran or current member of the United States Armed Forces, including a member of the Reserves, National Guard, or State Guard, and suffer from a brain injury, mental illness, or mental disorder, including PTSD, or be a victim of military sexual trauma, all occurring or resulting from military service. Call Sylvia Serna, Veterans Program Director, at 915-546-2119, or email her at sserna@epcounty.com for any information.
Did you know that the County of El Paso's fixed asset control and inventory disposal is handled through the Purchasing Department? Throughout the course of each business year, the county holds live public auctions to dispose of aged equipment, vehicles, furniture, and other items that are no longer needed. To find out about upcoming auctions or to learn more about the county's inventory disposal process, contact the Purchasing Department at telephone number 915-546-2048.
All county offices will be closed Friday, March the 30th through Monday, April the 2nd in observance of Good Friday and Cesar Chavez holiday. All county offices will reopen on Tuesday, April the 3rd.
Commissioner Andrew Haggerty would like to invite you to his weekly breakfast meeting that takes place every Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. at Danny's Diner, located at 4690 Trans Mountain Road. Every week he has a different speaker who will be discussing topics of interest for the community. So if you live in the Northeast, West Side, or anywhere else in the county, come and join us for the breakfast meeting.
Don't wait in line, pay online. Visit the Financial Recovery Division website at http://www.epcounty.com/budget/financialrecovery.htm to make your payments online or find out more about our kiosk locations. We now accept payments on misdemeanor, felony, and justice of the peace cases.
Now watch Commissioners Court meetings on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search for El Paso County Commissioners or El Paso County, Texas. Subscribe to our channels to see our latest videos.
Did you know that you can save money on the cost of your medications? And doing so is easy. In 2015, the County of El Paso launched a prescription discount card program from coast to coast. The cards are available to all El Paso County residents free of charge and everyone qualifies. You can pick up a card at any county office location, Walgreens, Walmart, CVS, or Target pharmacies, or simply print the card at www.coastrx.com. Happy savings!
Did you know the County of El Paso's Purchasing Department is responsible for ensuring that all items and services needed by various county departments are purchased in the manner required by the state of Texas? Whether through formal sealed bids or smaller dollar quotations, the county purchasing team is dedicated to finding the best contracting return on your taxpayer dollars. Additionally, the purchasing department is responsible for the tracking of inventory within the county and properly disposing surplus through public auctions. For questions about how to become a vendor and compete for county contracts, or to learn more about public auctions, please contact us at telephone number 915-546-2048.
The 346th District Court Judge Angie Juarez Barriz started the El Paso Veterans Treatment Court program in 2012 for veterans and active service members that have been arrested and charged with a felony or misdemeanor criminal offense. To be considered for the specialty court, the statutory criteria includes be a veteran or current member of the United States Armed Forces, including a member of the Reserves, National Guard, or State Guard, and suffer from a brain injury, mental illness, or mental disorder, including PTSD, or be a victim of military sexual trauma, all occurring or resulting from military service. Call Sylvia Serna, Veterans Program Director, at 915-546-2119, or email her at sserna@epcounty.com for any information.
Did you know that the County of El Paso's fixed asset control and inventory disposal is handled through the purchasing department? Throughout the course of each business year, the county holds live public auctions to dispose of aged equipment, vehicles, furniture, and other items that are no longer needed. To find out about upcoming auctions or to learn more about the county's inventory disposal process, contact the purchasing department at telephone number 915-546-2048.
All county offices will be closed Friday, March the 30th through Monday, April the 2nd in observance of Good Friday and Cesar Chavez holiday. All county offices will reopen on Tuesday, April the 3rd.
Commissioner Andrew Haggerty would like to invite you to his weekly breakfast meeting that takes place every Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. at Danny's Diner, located at 4690 Trans Mountain Road. Every week he has a different speaker who will be discussing topics of interest for the community. So if you live in the Northeast, West Side, or anywhere else in the county, come and join us for the breakfast meeting.
Don't wait in line, pay online. Visit the Financial Recovery Division website at http://www.epcounty.com/budget/financialrecovery.htm to make your payments online or find out more about our kiosk locations. We now accept payments on misdemeanor, felony, and justice of the peace cases.
Now watch Commissioners Court meetings on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search for El Paso County Commissioners or El Paso County, Texas. Subscribe to our channels to see our latest videos.
Did you know that you can save money on the cost of your medications? And doing so is easy. In 2015, the County of El Paso launched a prescription discount card program from coast to coast. The cards are available to all El Paso County residents free of charge and everyone qualifies. You can pick up a card at any county office location, Walgreens, Walmart, CVS, or Target pharmacies, or simply print the card at www.coastrx.com. Happy savings!
Did you know the County of El Paso's Purchasing Department is responsible for ensuring that all items and services needed by various county departments are purchased in the manner required by the state of Texas? Whether through formal sealed bids or smaller dollar quotations, the county purchasing team is dedicated to finding the best contracting return on your taxpayer dollars. Additionally, the Purchasing Department is responsible for the tracking of inventory within the county and properly disposing surplus to public auctions. For questions about how to become a vendor and compete for county contracts, or to learn more about public auctions, please contact us at telephone number 915-546-2048.
The 346 District Court Judge Angie Juarez Barril started the El Paso Veterans Treatment Court Program in 2012 for veterans and active service members that have been arrested and charged with a felony or misdemeanor criminal offense. To be considered for the specialty court, the statutory criteria includes be a veteran or current member of the United States Armed Forces, including a member of the Reserves, National Guard, or State Guard, and suffer from a brain injury, mental illness, or mental disorder, including PTSD, or be a victim of military sexual trauma, all occurring or resulting from military service. Call Sylvia Serna, Veterans Program Director, at 915-546-2119, or email her at sserna@epcounty.com for any information.
Did you know that the County of El Paso's fixed asset control and inventory disposal is handled through the purchasing department? Throughout the course of each business year, the county holds live public auctions to dispose of aged equipment, vehicles, furniture, and other items that are no longer needed. To find out about upcoming auctions or to learn more about the county's inventory disposal process, contact the purchasing department at telephone number 915-546-2048.
Commissioners Court has reconvened into regular open session. Item number 19, postponed February 26, 2018. Approve and authorize the county judge to sign a 381 economic development agreement with 5 Stars Loyalty Incorporated. Contract number 2018-0116.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Jose Quiñones with Economic Development. The department is recommending that the Commissioners Court approve a 381 agreement with 5 Stars Loyalty Group in a total amount of $70,400.
Commissioners, do you have any questions? Commissioner Leon?
What was the amount? Sir?
I'm sorry, the amount?
The amount, $70,400.
Move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Perez.
No.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. I have with me an executive from 5 Star Loyalty Group who would like to address the court. His name is Matt Hernandez. Matt, can you join us?
Thank you for being here. We apologize for the wait, but thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. Yeah, it's a pleasure. I've never been involved with something like this. It's really fascinating. It's they're funds that I know are very important to you. So I'm very grateful that you've entrusted them to us, and we'll do great work with them. So I wanted to thank the Borderplex Alliance and the county for helping us through this process. We did a exhaustive search of 40 different cities across the U.S., the best cities in the U.S., and found that El Paso was a region with lots of hunger and talent and a great climate for business. In fact, the best climate out of all the cities that we evaluated. So we're really excited to bring Silicon Valley technology to the region, along with an average wage well over $40,000 and 51 jobs this year alone. So again, I'd love to just extend my greatest appreciation in your faith and trust, and we look forward to continuing to grow with the city.
Thank you, and we appreciate you looking into El Paso. Commissioner Lam?
No, I was just going to say thank you. That's all.
Thank you.
And I believe one of the owners is from El Paso? Is that
yes, our co-founder is from El Paso. His name is Matthew Doka.
Excellent. Well, we're glad and excited to have you back in El Paso.
Yeah, we've come
Matthew.
full circle.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
All right, you as well. Thank you very much.
Item number 20, discuss and take appropriate action on potential litigation on the hotel motel delinquency claim. County Attorney's file number 030717PC.
That's a no action item.
Item number 20, no action. And this concludes our agenda, Judge.
That's it. Thank you all so very much. We are adjourned. Have a good afternoon.
This completes today's meeting at 12:44 p.m.